And imagine being the opponents of these two men and seeing them and what they bring to the table and the scars, just the intimidation factor. Shorty Smalls wearing a chain to the ring. Rough, rugged individuals.
I've spilled the same blood and the same blood of these two guys for the last 20 years, and I can't think of two tougher individuals. I mean, I've wrestled these guys up and down the East Coast, and I mean, you're not going to find two guys that are more heartless and cold-blooded than these two cerebrals.
Absolutely. Well, if Ace Montana is indeed not here, who can his partner be?
Porkchop Johnson now motioning back to the curtain. Kind of stopped Deuce and Shorty in his tracks.
They're thinking to themselves, this is one man, we're two. Maybe he should just leave right now.
Maybe Porkchop's just joking. Like, does he have a partner? Is he just playing mind games? Wait a second.
The Prince of Pranks, Hijinks!
Hijinks making his debut here at Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance. He's a very decorated competitor inside the ring. The man's held many championships. And he's a little bit nuts.
Fun-loving type of guy. Likes dancing with the referee. Porkchop Johnson doing some kind of shimmy in the ring. No cutting a rug out of Porkchop Johnson. This isn't going to sit well with the Goodfellos.
Shorty and Deuce will have none of that. Opposite corners now. Irish with double reversal.
Reversal. And double clotheslines out of Porkchop and Hijinks.
The atomic dog is on the trunks of Porkchop Johnson. Why wouldn't it be?
You're no stranger to the gym yourself. What kind of workout regime do you think Porkchop Johnson, what do you think it entails?
I'm thinking there's some pork involved. Did you see that? Both of them, we've seen a couple suicide dives to the floor so far tonight. Both of them faked it. They may have even been in the back and seen it and thought, you know what, I bet they'll fall for it, and they did. Purple Nurple.
Purple Nurple out of Hijinks. Porkchop breaks it.
And apparently may have even ripped off the Nurples, if you will, of Deuce. Junkyard Dog-esque. Headbutts on the ground.
And yet again, Deuce Donatelli laying down in the corner. What on earth? Shorty Smalls with a low headbutt to Deuce Donatelli.
Quick thinking on the part of Porkchop and Hijinks. Another headbutt there.
Cover on a Porkchop. 2 count only.
He may have even had the 3 there because Cheyenne was a little out of position because there's so many bodies in the ring. Oh, and Deuce classically goes to the eyes.
Bear hug out of Porkchop Johnson. Look at the pain, just the look of anguish on the face of Deuce Donatelli.
You can see the power there in Porkchop because he has it tucked in a little high right up underneath the back of the rib cage.
Deuce is in trouble already. A bear hug on another big man like Shorty Smalls.
Wow, that shows the power of Porkchop. His legs is as big around as most people's chest. And
one kick. And
wow.
It stomps to Porkchop, and Porkchop is suffering.
And did you see that stomp? I mean, that was on the jaw. You could see him, the flat of his boot.
What on earth?
The Shorty Smalls has an object there in his hand, and he just placed it back in his boot.
Back in his boot. A stomp yet again on Porkchop Johnson, and again.
Beautifully executed double eye rake there with the bottom to the shoes, the boots. Very intelligently, Shorty Smalls stepping on the shoulder so he couldn't move anywhere and holding him in place until Deuce was able to get in the ring.
And here again, Shorty Smalls and Deuce Donatelli, very crafty men. Now just going for the choke and then breaking it right before the count.
You can see that team unity now. Not to say that Hijinks and Porkchop didn't look like a cohesive unit earlier, but these two guys have been teaming for a long time. And you can see it. I mean, it's just smooth as silk, their transitions. Shorty Smalls definitely with an object in his hand there, and the referee has yet to see it.
Once again, using it on Porkchop Johnson, the referee out of position.
It shows you how smooth they're able to work and hide that. Porkchop just got picked up by his nose.
Laces Porkchop. Shorty just laces him with a chop.
And that's on the head that was headbutting earlier, and they're having an effect. I'll tell you now, I've been punched by Shorty Smalls many times in the past. He's got a right hand on him.
There's a lot of power behind that punch.
Absolutely. Porkchop taking a beating here in his debut in Elite Pro.
A right hand on Deuce Donatelli. Porkchop's not faring too well here tonight.
He came out of the gate strong, but he definitely, in that object that Shorty Smalls obviously had. I don't even know who has it now. I saw him pass it to Deuce earlier, but I don't know if they passed it back.
Sleeper hold of pride by Deuce Donatelli.
But to this point, definitely not the debut that Hijinks or Porkchop wants. I mean, this is both of these guys' debut here. But at the same time, they were thrown in the deep end of the pool against the Goodfellos. This could be it.
Smalls assuring the referee they made a tag. Chinlock applied on Porkchop Johnson. Shorty Smalls. Hijinks just waiting, just wanting to get in the ring, asking Porkchop, please just make the tag to me.
That's a trademark there, Shorty Smalls, where he gets in the mouth and starts fish hooking on both sides and just rips the opponent's face apart.
Once again, that object into the throat of Porkchop Johnson.
Look at how intelligently misdirecting Shorty is with that object, too.
Very crafty, very cagey. We can't stress it enough.
I mean, he's had it in his hand in and out of the ring for the last several minutes, and yet the referee has yet to find it.
He has the uncanny ability just to hide it in plain sight.
He's a magician. An illusionist, if you will. Porkchop now, he's got to make this tag at this point.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Big headbutt to the chest.
Shorty down on his knees.
This may be the opportunity that Porkchop's been looking for, and Hijinks is amped up waiting to get in.
Hijinks just begging, please, just tag me in. Please make the tag. Deuce Donatelli sneaking around and pulls Hijinks off the ring apron. Hijinks is down on the outside, and a stomp on Porkchop Johnson.
As you said, a crafty maneuver by Deuce Donatelli.
Shorty and Deuce, they don't mind cutting corners, whatever they got to do to win. Look at the pain.
Right in the eyes now.
And once again, the master illusionist. Poof, and it's gone.
I mean, it's in plain sight to everybody in the ring, in the building, except the referee. And now Deuce is almost flaunting it over there.
Showboating with this foreign object. What is that, some kind of shank or piece of, like a wood or something?
Hijinks now trying to come in, trying to explain it to the referee.
Deuce Donatelli with a headlock on Porkchop Johnson. Gonna put the man to sleep, put the big man to sleep. Porkchop is down.
Working that chin lock now. And with Porkchop on the ground for as long as he's been, I mean, he's basically been a punching bag for the last several minutes here.
Here's one.
And two. This could be a short night for the debut of Porkchop Johnson.
Oh, hands up in the air. Hijinks back in the ring. There was no tag, and Shorty once again with that foreign object just grinding into the temple of Porkchop Johnson.
You can see how quickly he switches his hands in the position of the referee. Beautifully executed elbow there.
Shorty and Deuce assuring Porkchop that he's going to remember his debut here in the Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance. This incredible beating he's taken. Picking him up by his eye.
Shorty's not exactly breaking the rules. He's just bending them about as far as they will. The friction of the rules is great here. Pinpoint accurate across the bridge of the nose.
Right in the nose. Again, with authority, attempting to break Porkchop Johnson's nose.
Shorty Smalls may be one of the most underrated performers as far as technique goes on how to hurt somebody. I mean, that elbow, you can see it pinpoint accurate on the bridge of the nose. Just precision personified.
Now Deuce has the foreign object, and again, working on the neck. Porkchop Johnson, just anything they can do to make this poor man suffer some more. 2 count only.
Yeah,
Porkchop's up.
You can even hear some of the audience members pleading with Cheyenne, the referee, to check these guys out. I mean, they have, and she has previously. As she is now, listening to the fans.
And a boot out of Deuce Donatelli. Porkchop is down again. Porkchop is in dire straits here, in deep trouble. Grinding the eyes. Porkchop struggling. Deuce up. Just resting his legs across the throat of Porkchop Johnson, assuring the ref he's done nothing wrong. Tag to Shorty.
We've seen so much action here tonight. It almost feels like an entire event, and yet we still have a huge lineup of matches coming up later. Here at the 8-year anniversary of the Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance. I mean, what a great night of action we've had already. And here we go, Porkchop back on his feet.
A number of right hands on Shorty Smalls. Irish whip. And into another sleeper hold.
Oh, and he's back down again.
Shorty getting Porkchop Johnson down. Hijinks trying to get the crowd behind Porkchop, trying to make the tag, do anything he can to get back in that ring.
Turnbuckle just came off there in the far corner there, past Hijinks. I don't know if Cheyenne saw that, if that was something Deuce or Shorty planned, or...
It wouldn't surprise me if they did. We can't emphasize enough the amount of craftiness out of these two men. Porkchop Johnson getting up, trying to find his bearings, get around, trying to get to this corner, trying to make the corner of his tent. Hey, Hijinks.
Finally, Hijinks gets the tag.
Hijinks is in the ring, taking on both men. The Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champions are down. Neckbreaker on Deuce Donatelli goes for the cover. Shorty Smalls break up the cover.
Porkchop's back in. I mean, how he brushed that off relatively quickly there. Dueling shoulder tackles in the corner. Poor Cheyenne stuck in that 6-man tag earlier. Now in this tag match has been thrown to the wolves here.
Once again. The crowd getting behind Hijinks and Porkchop Johnson. And Porkchop Johnson with a huge spill over the top rope. That chain is in the ring. Hijinks has the chain. A low kick on Hijinks. Shorty goes under. And a neck breaker. And into a cover. And we have a 3 count.
And the Goodfellos retain the championship. What a low blow on that kick. The referee was putting that, after taking the chain from Hijinks and putting it outside again. Precision personified. Shorty Smalls with that low blow kick just as the referee turned around.